You know, spending your nights hiding away and keeping animatronics out has always been a key part of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Just about every main entry requires you to keep yourself safe from these haunted robots in some way. Some games have you just sit in an office and close doors, others run around a pizzaplex and find hiding spots, or even hide inside of a spring-locked suit. You know, if you're crazy enough. But that last one, it's something we've seen in the series, and we know spring-locked suits are wearable, but aside from this appearance in sister location, it hasn't been expanded upon as a core game mechanic in the series. Thankfully, I stumbled upon a game that uses that mechanic well and turns out to be pretty unique as a game. Welcome to Bondee's Barnyard, a game where you, the player, are hiding inside of an animatronic to survive. Now, this game kind of throws you in immediately, and it starts with a conversation that reminds me of the one from Sister Location's intro.
Who the cow is different in that she is designed to care for a child who has lost their parent.
Excuse me, but this all seems a bit excessive for a children's establishment.
There are just certain design choices that we don't fully understand.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank.
And with that, I assumed we were going to be playing as just some random security guard, but I quickly realized that wasn't the case. Although this game does throw you in, it's nice that there are directions telling you how to play the game and what each function does. I also like the approach of the tapes and how they're songs rather than just flat out instructions for what you're to expect during the night.
You are somewhere you're not meant to be. I guess you'll have to settle for the company of me.
Al the Cow is the only animatronic allowed inside of the ice cream bar. If anything else tries to enter, close the doors. Okay, so I'm the animatronic and I have to keep the other animatronics out. When I read out this sign, it was at this point that I thought I was the animatronic instead of the child inside of the animatronic, and that's why we were here. Even at this point, I didn't fully understand what I was supposed to be doing because nothing was really happening. I heard one sound cue and I just kind of ignored it. There was a big monitor on the wall displaying the times, some kind of smiley face, and a percent number that kept going down, and I initially thought the percent number was representing our power, but it's actually representing our oxygen or sanity levels. And I actually ended up finding this out the hard way. Oh, wait, that drains power, good lord, you see that? Wait, okay. We are the child inside of the animatronic. I was not aware of that. The next attempt of 1 AM was mostly just me figuring out what I could do and what I was supposed to do to keep myself alive. Mostly the breathing and sanity mechanics. So I assume we just have to make it to the end of 1 AM. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard. Hold down left click to open cow's mouth and get breathing room. Oh, that goes up. That's not power. Is this my sanity? Another thing I had to learn around this time was the sound cues of the animatronics moving on either side of the doors. At 1 AM, the only animatronic that I had to worry about was the pig, but the other thing I had to watch out for was the camera whenever it flips up and the monitor starts to static, which means that the security guard who I initially thought we were playing as on the other side sees the animatronic, and we can't let him see us because if we move, he will send an electric shock to the animatronic, killing the child inside. Something I should mention about the mechanics that we have to use, closing doors, avoiding the camera, is that they all lower our sanity levels really quickly. Notice how just a short time that the camera was up and the guard was looking at us, my sanity dropped 20 levels. Once we finish the hour, a mini game starts to play. We are greeted with a mama duck sending her duckling child off to Bondee's barnyard for his birthday. On our way, we run into the pig who asks us what materials he should use for the house that he's building. Brick.
Bricks, of course. Thank you.
No problem, man. Once the second hour begins, we hear this on the tape.
When the clock strikes 2, one threat becomes a crew. Just make sure you check the right door. Otherwise, you might not prepare for what's in store.
I immediately understood that I need to use the right door to defend myself from a new animatronic. Just like the pig on the other side, the animatronic on the right also has the same sound cues. I actually found myself counting the sound cues in my head. I noticed that once I heard footsteps 3 times, there would be an animatronic at one of my doors. Although these sound cues were helpful, I still had to learn the timing of them a little bit because here I totally misjudged this one. Knew it. What? I heard the go away sound. What do you mean? Okay, I don't think I can rely on that sound cue. Holy crap, dude. I also realized that I just need to listen for the metal sound to know that an animatronic has gone away. Okay. See? Close. Open. He's gone. He's gone. Okay, they're both gone. Just when I thought I had 2 AM figured out, something new was thrown at me again. The monitor went static, and I saw a little duckling running down the hallway on the screen, accompanied by footsteps coming from the left side. I had the gut instinct to shut the door, so I did. Sure enough, I heard the sound of the animatronic had gone away, so I knew that this was a new threat that I needed to look out for. Here we start the minigame at 2 AM, and I started to notice a pattern. The character that's in this minigame is the animatronic that we were just trying to defend ourselves from as we got introduced to Forley the sheep. The sheep asks us to be their shepherd and count how many sheep there are. We select one, and they wish us a happy birthday. The minigame ends. The new tape tells us that we need to defend ourselves from someone that will not be held back against doors.
A door won't put up a proper fight. To fend this guy off, you must use the light.
I had a feeling that I just needed to be looking out for an unfamiliar sound cue, and I was right. This is when I saw a twisted version of Bondee standing at my left door. I kept the lights in the hallway on, and he went away just like expected. There were a couple of moments during 3 AM where I actually cut it really close. Honestly, looking back at this, I do not know how I survived. Dude. Oh god! Okay, we're fine. Despite my close calls, I actually managed to survive the hour. So, on to the next minigame.
See? I got this, man. It's not too bad. It's actually not too bad. It's a lot of patterns I have to remember.
Welcome to Bondee's Barnyard. I got something here just for you.
It's a birthday cake. It's got 5 candles on it. Were we 5?
Blow out whenever you're ready.
Oh, we did it.
Yeah, after seeing this, I honestly did not know how to react or how to feel, but looking back at this, I think this tells the story of how Molten Bondee came to be. I do know that at the moment I was very disturbed by this cutscene happening in the game, and it kind of made me even more on edge than I already was. That was disturbing. I know it was just a drawing, but that was disturbing. As 4 AM went on, I found it more and more difficult to talk, especially after what I just saw. I was finding a lot more things to focus on, and things were happening a lot quicker at this point. I do want to mention though that at no point did this game ever feel like sensory overload or too much with the sound cues. I actually found it pretty easy to keep up with everything. That being said, that doesn't mean I didn't have to concentrate pretty hard to survive. I think this minigame or cutscene right here is pretty telling considering the previous one, and I think it's really helpful in putting the pieces together.
Something wrong. Don't worry. Whatever it is, I'll protect you. I promise.
Going into 5 AM, I wasn't really too sure what to expect other than things just being way more frantic. But as it turns out, it wasn't all that bad, as my power level never went below 60% the entire hour. I feel like I mastered the mechanics at this point, so I was feeling pretty good, but this right here was not a good feeling. Oh. Wait, 6:01 AM. I'm still holding down left click, by the way. Tragedy strikes. Missing child has been found deceased inside of restaurant, climbed inside of a robotic mascot where it later suffocated to death. We suffocated? Yo, that was really good. I liked how we were like the child inside of the animatronic, like trying to hide, kind of like Gregory in like Security Breach, for example, like except this time in a little bit more of a direct format. I really like how this game used like auditory sound cues and stuff like that, and it wasn't too like overwhelming. It was definitely to a point where I couldn't talk, and that was a very bittersweet ending. You know, we win, we made it to 6 AM and all the doors just close, and then we gotta remember that these weren't like separate nights. We spent 6 hours inside of an animatronic. The fact that we did suffocate makes a bit of sense, but it sucks. Now, I thought I was done with this game, but I actually decided to explore the Game Jolt page a little bit more. Scrolling down, I actually found out that if you beat the game one time, there is a new night mode that is unlocked, where it basically puts all the hours together into one cohesive night. Sounds like quite the challenge since each hour is already so chaotic. I'm going to give this a try, and I'm going to see if I can make a video out of it since I don't have quite enough time here. There's supposed to be a sequel coming out for this game soon, so I will be keeping watch of that, and I will make a video on it when it does. If you guys want to check this game out, there's a link in the description to the Game Jolt page. That's all from me. Later.